Now, dude, now, okay, is it the second Exorcist that has the drunk as the priest? What's his name?
Richard Burton.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Richard Burton, the king of all drunk movie stars, and believe me, there's been a lot. I know you're a Peter O'Toole guy.
I am a Peter O'Toole guy. You still haven't seen that video of him feeding that camel booze on the Letterman set?
No, I don't think I have. Also, have you seen... So there's a movie. I'm sure I've mentioned it to you before, because it's like, this movie was... I thought it was a decent movie, but it was like hilarious for so many reasons. It's a movie called The Klansman.
Okay.
Richard Burton plays a guy who... He's like the local white rich businessman, but I think he's kind of friendly with the black community. I think he kind of gets along with them. He kind of defends them.
Okay.
But OJ plays a black guy who goes around killing people in a role that took a big stretch, I'm sure. But the best part about that movie is Richard Burton is so unbelievably drunk in the movie. They had to rewrite his scenes to be with him in bed because he couldn't stand. And it's hilarious when you watch it, because you can tell they are not hiding it at all. There's also a scene where he gets in a fist fight with Cameron Mitchell, who, believe it or not, does not appear to be drunk, at least in comparison. So that's The Klansman. I'm a big fan of that movie. I need to see that one again.
Wow, that's embarrassing, dude. Well, didn't he die of alcohol-related something or other?
I think he died of a liver condition, yeah. which isn't always alcohol, but it usually is, or it's a good indication. But no, he was drunk on sets a lot. I think that's what we've talked about this, but something about that era of actor. I guess and maybe it's not just actor, because you hear stories of people drinking in offices and stuff in the 60s, and it was just
70s.
That era of man, and it's mostly men, just did not adapt to the changing professional world, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you got Dick Van Dyke in that period. He's drunk constantly. It's just the golden age for mediocre white men, and we can just be drunk and we'll still get paid millions or millions. What would today be millions? I don't know how much money they were getting back then.
58
but with
US.
inflation and everything.
58 US.
Now, Dick Van Dyke, I'm sure, was well paid. The headliner of the biggest television show in the world, probably.
Yeah.
And Richard Burton was rich enough to marry Elizabeth Taylor 2 different times.
I was gonna say. I remember there's a quote.
Elizabeth Taylor, I think, was a drunk too.
Yeah, she was just as bad as him. But I remember there was. I don't remember if it was in a book I read about the two of them, but they had a very volatile relationship, and she was Cleopatra.
It was featured. There was a Cleopatra. He's Antony. I don't know if that was the first time they got married, but they were working on that movie together.
All I know is that they got into an argument on set.
Oh, I think I know this, but go on. I need to be reminded.
He turned and he just called her. He said, "You look like a fat fucking slug reclining on that table."